Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Wednesday, August the 31st, 2016. And if you look here on the Bitcoin, market's trying to get dangerously close to a breakout. If that occurs and we have upside breakout, it should easily break 600 and try to head back up to 650. If it fails, then we lock in a negative pulse wave, which we're in right now, and we break 550. So we're right here at this crossroads of do or die for the Bitcoin. Is it going to break down or break out? The thing that it's working in its favor is that the Fed is continually defending the dollar and every day. So this could help the Bitcoin. You're at 578.78 right now. It's not going to take much to punch through this 583, 585, 586 level that's going to be needed in order to take that pent up energy and break out beyond 600 in the Bitcoin. Okay, moving on now. Let's take a look here at JNUG. I believe that's the next one we're going to do here. All right, looking at JNUG, you can see here getting down to 1597. This is one of those situations where you are in a down sloping situation here, and you're still outside of the Kumo cloud. All right, and right now you just have some bearishness building in, and at the most part you can see too that last week we had that spiking volume, and now here it's not quite as much as yet, but technically it's just hanging over this support, which is the top side of the Kumo cloud. So just kind of hanging there right now, not a lot going on, and for the most part excuse me, I think that I would say 15 should hold for this week, but then again it just depends on how bad how much further these miners want to pull back. So we'll have to wait and see what develops here on this one. But right now, topside resistance is at $32.98 way up here. So repricing normally takes about a week to sort out when you have repricing like this, when you have these splits and reverse splits and all that. So I think it's just trying to find its footing for right now. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, looking now at JDST, and on the JDST you can see too it's been flat for so long, but now because of the repricing, like I said, gonna have to finish out the week to determine where it goes from here, what it wants to do. Overhead resistance is at 37.96. If taken out, that will put it into the downtrend as this market reshifts itself and decides what's going to be what. Is the Kumo cloud really going to be up here? Way up in at $1,200 a share, or what? So we'll see what happens on this one. All right, next we're going to take a look at. Let's see. This is Nugget. Kind of the same situation here on the Nugget. Excuse me. For the most part, dust has been the one that's really been showing off as of late. So really, that's really been the one to ride for the most part. Is that the Nugget and the JDST. Right now, you can see how the Nugget is been just coming down, just like in a straight downward fashion, if you will. All right. Right now we have overhead resistance at $28.59. Looking at an intraday support for tomorrow at $17.52 and overhead resistance for the intraday at $18.07 respectively. So this is going to also be interesting to see what happens. One thing here though is we got a time bomb here, meaning that it's neutral. Breakout or breakdown is imminent, meaning that we haven't necessarily seen a breakdown. If it's going to get low, it could pick up some velocity. However, if it's going to reverse and explode and get high, it could explode and get back into the Kumo cloud. And so we're looking at a big potential several buck move coming in this nugget. I believe it's going to be to the upside. Again, I'm holding to my 12 to 18 month view in gold and the precious metals that's exactly what we are going to see. Moving right along to our next chart. Let's take a look now at dust. Dust, like I said, has been moving. The interesting part about some of these is that even though the repricing is taken into effect, you have to remember too that for the most part these are 300% ETFs, so they're going to move 3 times the move as the underlying securities. Alright, so here we are, it's lifting off, getting into the Kumo cloud now at $42.21. So tomorrow we're going to be looking for a continued breakout, and it is in a positive pulse wave situation. It's getting into that Kumo cloud of death, so I'm thinking that it's going to hit its head somewhere in here. It's going to head fake. It may get to the top of the cloud and fall back down or what, but just trail your stops. If you're along the dust, just trail your stops like you should, and follow your trading plans. That's the most important thing of all. Alright, looking here at SILJ, looking at silver junior miners. See, it's been coming off. It's into the Kumo cloud now at $15.41. And for tomorrow, we're looking at looking at support at $15.20. Overhead resistance at $15.67 on this one. So this is going to be interesting to see how it pans out. Still under some negative momentum. You see this red line extending. That is negative momentum. Still in a negative cycle right now, and we're in a negative swing VIX. So negative momentum with a negative swing VIX, showing that there's a lot of selling that's continued going on in here. And you just broke on the daily chart below the long-term support, which is normally not a good thing for the bullish argument. This could turn bearish in a heartbeat if it drops below this Kumo cloud. We don't want to see that. But again, this is a daily chart, not a weekly chart. So this would just suggest that a little bit more pulling back is going on. Alright, looking at the SIL, kind of similar to the SILJ and getting close to the bottom of the Kumo cloud. You could say you're pretty much in the smack dead in the middle of the Kumo cloud, and overhead resistance is way up here at $50.73. So this one, again, extending negative momentum, negative swing VIX. Alright, looking at your treasuries, what can be said? The Fed is really showing off. Look at this. You're in a bull market, hence a little bull in the corner here. Ticker symbol is TLT right here. And you can see you're in a positive pulse wave situation. And, I mean, what can you say? Looks like the beginning, though, of some negative momentum building into the market. This is the beginning, the first bar of what could be an extended negative momentum bar like here. You got one last time, but really didn't get any follow through because the market came down, made a low, and then reversed itself and then made a high and bullishly engulfed this previous candle. So the Fed's going to defend these bonds. That's just the bottom line. So keep that in the back of your mind. Looking at SLV, I mean, what can be said here too? It's not all that bad. It's really holding the fort. We're in a negative pulse wave, but we're really not taking out any supports, and that's the thing you got to keep in mind. And you still haven't dealt with this gap that we got here either. This is a gap. All right, so yeah, we got negative momentum in the market, and we got a negative swing VIX, but we're not getting any real conviction to the downside. So that's something to think about. This could end up reversing itself. I don't see an extended momentum run like we had here with this extended positive momentum run. Didn't get that, so got to keep that in the back of your mind too. Looking at that US dollar, all right, here's the real picture of the US dollar. Here's the overhead resistance, the top of the Kumo cloud. Here's that negative run I was telling you about right here. But now we're outside of the negative run. The negative momentum is stopped, and you're now in a bullish, the beginning of a bullish cycle. We don't have an official bullish run yet. It's neutral. It's just neutral right now. Or we would have had a line going up like this, signifying the beginning of a momentum wave, a positive momentum wave. We didn't get that, okay? We do not have that. The market's still technically in a positive pulse wave overall position on the long term, but within this position you've seen both positive and negative momentum runs. You've seen a positive swing VIX here, and then you have the end of the positive swing VIX, the beginning of a negative swing VIX with negative momentum pouring in on top of it, but then the market resisting all of that and breaking out from that. That's the power of manipulation. Here the market participants saying this is what should be happening. Then they come here and they have conviction for what should be happening. Then the Fed says, no, I don't think so, reverses, and Fed comes out and they defend this dollar. See, when I show you, the brokerage charts, which I normally do at the end of a video, and I pull up the brokerage account and show you the charts that way, the real-time charts, whatever. They look one way, but now you're beginning to see when I do the system charts from the pulse wave system. When you see that PulseScan pulse wave situation set up in these charts, it shows the real picture. That's why I was telling you the other day, my numbers are different. All right, so because I take into account, and I take extreme care and caution into my calculations, and running my numbers. So my algorithms are extremely sensitive, and they show what you cannot see on the on typical charts. And that's what I was telling you. You can't rely on that stuff. It's all about the price action. All right, looking here now at the SVXY, been moving in tandem with stocks like it's supposed to. You have a positive swing VIX because the bars are blue. Positive swing VIX means blue bars. Then you have the green line, means positive momentum, all right, within the market depth. That's what you have here. So you have positive swing VIX coupled with positive momentum. That's a strong bullish signal, whether it be short term, intermediate, or long term. Doesn't matter. That's what the price is telling you. Just like here, you had a negative swing VIX, red bars, and you had negative momentum within the price action. What happened? The market came down and dipped, all right, but then managed to reverse itself and get back up again, all right. And instead of breaking back down and having this rally sold, it actually piled on and became positive momentum. All right, circuits got triggered here, and the robot saw it, and boom, they got into it. And notice how the pulse waves catch that and get you on the right side of the market. That's what they do. That's how the system is built. All right. All right, I do apologize, but I am tired. I know you can hear it in my voice, so this is going to be our last one. Let's just look at crude oil. As you can see here, the crude oil has been kind of in free fall. All of a sudden, we got negative momentum, and now we have the makings of a negative swing VIX. This is going on day 2. All right, so this is the UWTI. So again, these are your ultra or triple ETFs, however you want to call them. So this is it right here. All right, it's in free fall now. It's below the Kumo cloud. It's below the trend line supports. All right, it's below the orange line, the light blue line, and the purple pink line. So it is totally in free fall, and it's in a negative. It's in a negative pulse wave, negative momentum. Everything's negative. All right, this is how people were talking about gold and silver. Gold and silver don't look like this. This is crude oil. All right. And one last thing, as far as the gold is concerned, I don't call a $70 pullback in gold a crash or a collapse or a top. Not after $1,000 run. Please. All right, I'll go into more of this tomorrow. I'm exhausted. I need to get some rest. But remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So take what you can, give nothing back. I'll see you in the trading room.